I'm coming back from training. Good sparring today. Had an amazing partner. My fight is in 5 days. It's this Friday. Right now it's Monday, and it's in 4 days. So I'll get a couple of things to do. I don't know if I'll have time to do them. I gotta get a better cardio, which is one of the most important things. Get my defense a bit better, because sometimes I take some good hits. I gotta make weight, which normally wouldn't be a problem, because last year, my fight last year, I had trouble making weight because that was a lot of weight. This time it's about 3 pounds. It's about 3 pounds. Usually I'm 144, I believe, and I need to be 141 and a half. So I cut 3 pounds. Usually in one session I lose 3 pounds, but then I regain it the next day. It's Ramadan, so it's making this much more complicated. In training, I couldn't eat, couldn't drink the entire day, but it's fine. I get used to it. Then I'm not gonna do Ramadan the day of the fight. Now I'm in Montreal. Snow is finally melting. Probably can't even see it well, but snow is melting, which is very nice. And I've decided to this couple months back. I decided to switch the model that I will be doing, business model, as I said, because I really don't like the way that we do the e-commerce businesses. I really don't like it. It's often it's dishonest. The customer sometimes gets sort of scammed, even though it's not on purpose. If his package gets stolen, there's a lot of problems with that. There's if the product is faulty, there's a ton of problems that come with it. And I don't want to do that. Plus, it's like there's a big controversy on if it's haram or not. My voice is broken. If it's haram or not, then I just really don't like it. It's disingenuous. It's not very honest. So I've always said this to my friends, and I really do stand by it. I said that I really don't want to win any money by a lottery or a bet or anything like this. I really just work hard for my money. Otherwise, it's likely haram. And it's real. Even though I say this all the time, and I really stand by it. If I win $1 million in the lottery or something, I would probably give it all to charity, which is one of the things that I want to do the most in the future. After taking care of my parents, I want to just help other people, because I realize that the real happiness is by helping other people. Really, it makes you feel better. It's worth every penny you have to help someone else and see how happy they are. Just a very good feeling. So this is one of the things I really want to do the most. So now, next thing is apps. I like apps a lot better. They're not disingenuous, unlike e-commerce, which I really like. Then the customer doesn't get scammed. Yeah, because I know what it feels like to get scammed, and it's really not the best feeling. Really, it's the worst thing you can feel. You feel betrayed, and there are some people who might have like that's all the money they got. So I don't want to have that on my back, having to sleep and then know that somebody probably got scammed, even though it wasn't your fault or it was a mistake. They kind of got scammed. So apps are the way to go. They're very honest when I make these apps, because I can easily refund the person if they don't like it. It's fine. Then they know what they're buying. Now the thing is that I've been trying to figure out for a couple months how to build an iOS apps. I've settled to web apps for now, but the thing is that I'm gonna start with web apps, and then I'm gonna build it into iOS, which I think is a much better plan. I don't want to rush too much into iOS because I don't have the money to buy the subscription. So I'm gonna start web for now, and then I'm gonna go progress into iOS, which iOS I think is the better option over web because you get more exposure and it's easier to market. I've seen a lot of stories of people who are making a lot of money and helping out people with their app, which is very cool. There's an app, for example, that helps you quit vaping, which I think is very cool. It's a big problem even in here. Even in here, it's a very big problem. I've seen 12, 13-year-olds vape. I've seen a guy literally sell cigarettes to a 12-year-old across the gate of their schoolyard, literally. I was about to call the police. I didn't, fortunately, but I saw that, and I think apps are the way to go. I like them way more than e-commerce or anything else. Also, one thing that I might be interested in is social media creation, but that I will have to see, because myself, I'm against scrolling too much on social media. It kind of poisons your brain, and then you say you're gonna scroll for 30 minutes, then you end up scrolling for hours, which is a big problem. And then I'm probably gonna start in web and then work my way up to iOS. I want to make some money in web, build a stable base in web, so that I can at least tell myself, oh, it's working. I've done one, so I know how to do it now. I get the model in my head. At the end of the day, the goal is to make money, but it's also to help people out, because I've heard I would call it my mentor, because there's an entrepreneur program at school, and he told me that you really have to go into something that you're passionate about, because when you're more passionate about it, it's easier for you to do it. You just do it like this. You don't even do it for the money. You just do it because you love it. And I 100% agree. I realized he was right. Before that, I was a bit more disingenuous. I was trying to just do what was working, and I really didn't like it. It felt like a chore for me to work on these things. But when I do something that I'm passionate about, for example, fighting, I really like fighting. So when I do something around fighting that I thought of, it's I don't see it as a chore. I see it more like it's like a reward, as I would call it. So for example, I had this idea of maybe making an Instagram page of fighting, fighting clips of really good moments in combats, in boxing, UFC, MMA in general, which I think would be pretty cool. I thought about it and I said, hey, I wouldn't be bored of it, because even though I don't do it, I usually watch the UFC, boxing, almost every day, and so it will be a very good advantage for me because I wouldn't see it as a chore. So I talk too much. 10 minutes. How can I review all of that? I mean, I'm leaving this as a footprint, as a history of what I was before I become successful, as I can call it, maybe. So apps are the way to go. That's pretty much it. I just made a 11 minutes video talking just to say that apps are much better than web apps, iOS apps, which is what I'm gonna do. There you go.